and sermon audio if I decide to put it on there, but I don't know if I will or not. Anyway, hope you're all doing well here this morning. It's a little earlier than what I normally would come on, but I'm taking the day off. I decided that it was a good idea to do that uh, for my own brains. Sometimes you can overwork your brain too much, and it's kind of hard for people to understand if they don't do a lot of like studying and mental things, where they're not that all of our work isn't mental, it is, but in the sense of, different than physical labor. You can see with physical labor, it's like, okay, I know it's physical labor and my body's tired and I need a break. But with mental, you don't notice that. Spurgeon talked about that. He talked about how the brain, we we overwork our brain and then we don't even realize we're doing it. And we tend to um, not take care of our brains, so to speak, not take care of our minds, and makes sense. It does. I learned that the hard way, actually, through different things that have happened in my life. But anyway, sometimes you just need some time off. So I'm going to take a little bit of time off here today. I've got a class tomorrow. I've got a carry permit class I need to take tomorrow. So I'll kind of be taking tomorrow off in that sense, just kind of switching it up a little bit from my normal routine and all that good stuff. So good. That's a good point, Terry. That's very true. And I've got a lot going on in my personal life right now with getting my house prepared and all that stuff, and in trying to get everything ready for that and all that kind of stuff, and then help my parents and get those things ready. So a lot of things that I need to take care of privately too as well. And sometimes you just need a break. So I was just like, I started to notice. I was like, I haven't really been taking any time off at all. I've been working like 7 days a week. So it's like, I think I need to get some time off and just try to make provision for that, which is hard for me because I don't really do that much, but it's good to do. So, I mean, I've taken time off, like afternoons off, things like that, but not a whole lot. So anyway, and with the new baby and all that fun stuff that goes on, you get real busy. So, and thank the Lord for that. We're blessed. Um, so, but it's important for all of us to do that. I mean, take a kind of an evaluation of your life and everything like that, and your work and everything like that. And if you've been working uh really hard like that and like continuously, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's like physical work or mental work in that sense. And if you've been going like that, not taking any time off at all, you need to be careful about that. Even Jesus got away from the crowds, away from the people, and he rested. He prayed, he rested, he meditated on the Lord, and he got away to a place that was kind of quiet. He broke the routine of what he had normally been doing. And I think that's a good example. He didn't do that really for himself in that sense. He did it for us to teach us that it's good to, to get away. It's good to get a break a little bit. I'm going to be going on vacation in May, so this isn't going to be any like long vacation or anything like that. Just a little bit of time off and a little bit of break of routine. Which, if you have anxiety or anything like that, it's not good for your. You think it's not good for your brains because your brain's like, no, I need to be doing this, and you're like, no, I need to be doing this. So it's yeah, it's interesting, but I'm gonna get on my big griddle here, which I use almost every day, by the way. Man, I love that griddle. Um, I think it's funny. Somebody told me that chastise me. That's right, Rain Country. That's where you do get some more motivation when you take some time off and you give yourself some rest. Um, That's a good idea, Dick Nixon. That's good for you that you slept in and took some. Don't be ashamed of sleeping in either, and giving your body rest. There's like this shame thing where it's like, oh, you must be lazy if you sleep in a little bit. No, sometimes your body needs to sleep. Sometimes your brain and your body, it needs rest. There's nothing sinful about that. It's not your normal pattern of life to, like, sleep a ton. Um, if it isn't, your normal pattern of life, and some people require more sleep. But to take, like you just said, man, I slept in 9 hours a couple days. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Sometimes you need that. Don't let like um don't let the common trend of crazy busyness and hustle and bustle and all that, don't let that impact or control the way you do things. Like, don't your mind and your body needs rest. Don't go off what, like, modern society does. Look, we don't want to be lazy. We don't want to be like where we don't get anything done and we're just lazy. I get that. That's important not to be that way. It's important to have good character. But people need proper rest. They need, and they don't get it in this culture a lot of times. So it's important that we're careful about that, that we do, because you only have one mind and one body. You're not going to get another one in this life. You're not going to get another body in this life, and you're not going to get another mind in this life. You only have one. So you got to do your best to take care of that one that you have. And proper rest and a break from things and things like that is good. It helps keep the the chain on the chainsaw oiled, right? It helps keep the proper maintenance for the mind. It's very important. Proper rest and everything else. People think, "Oh, I could do it. I could do this." A lot of people thought that. But when the time comes and things crack, you won't be saying that. You'll be saying, "Man, I wish I never would have let that happen to myself. I wish I would have saw the signs coming of things and I would have prevented that, took proper rest and care." Spurgeon did that. He worked really super hard in the beginning, which we all do, you know. But he worked really super hard in the beginning of everything. He worked hard his whole life, but it's just he started to notice later on down the road that, wow, I'm not Superman. Like, my mind will snap, and I don't mean snap like hurt somebody. I mean snap like break, like it doesn't work, like I'm done, you know. So you have to take care of yourself. You have to be mindful of proper mental maintenance. You know, uh, I read and study a lot of things and go through a lot of things and prepare a lot of things and do that. And I don't begrudge it. I love it. I'm grateful for the Lord allowing me to do it. But I also have to remember to take care of my mind too. That I don't overwork it at times. Um, and you have to do the same thing with yours. You know, you have to you have to get proper rest and care. It's the thing that keeps. God will use it. God uses, sometimes you think things are spiritual, and a lot of times they're mental and physical in that sense. But we always, as Christians, we go to the worst thing and we're like, oh my goodness, there must be something wrong with me spiritually. You might just need a rest. You might just need a break. You might just need to, I don't mean a break from God, because I just read 4 chapters of my Bible this morning and I read 4 when I went to sleep last night. But I'm not hardcore studying it. But I find that when I'm not, that's when God gives me something, because God just gave me something this last night and this morning that I'm probably going to use. And sometimes I have to break out of my normal patterns of doing things. And God gives me messages like that because I've kind of broken my normal pattern of, okay, here's what I have to do every day. Here's what I have planned, my expository preaching, this and that, and all those things. Nothing wrong with that. But what it shows me, God shows me sometimes, well, you know what? I can use anything to feed you and to feed my flock. So, those things are important. And when you're looking at the negative, nasty, downright evil stuff all the time that's thrown at us. It's good to have a proper balance of that. Early on, I saw a lot, I read a lot of that wickedness and saw a lot of that wickedness and everything else like that. And if you're not careful, you can become consumed with some of that. And you can't do that either. It's not good for your mind to be on that negativity. One of my men called me yesterday, and um, it's he called me and he's like, I'm looking at this news and it just bothers me. It's like everything is just like terrible, negative. The world's crashing down, all this other stuff. And I said, we got to be careful about following all that stuff because, first of all, they don't know what they're talking about, right? They don't have a clue. This world was going to crash and burn when Obama was president, right? This world was going to crash when Obama was president. Then when he got it again, it was really going to crash. And then, then Trump was going to be president and we were going to be great again and all this other stuff. You know what? Follow the Bible. You know when I'm going to be concerned? When the moon is darkened and when the stars fall from heaven, when the moon does not give her light, or and the sun is darkened and the moon does not give her light, right? And the stars fall from heaven, then I'll start being concerned, like, oh, it's on now. Other than that, I ain't gonna sit around and worry about it. Some of you might say, well, I'm pre-trib, so I got to worry about other things. Well, not really. If you're pre-trib, all you got to worry about is come up hither. That's all you're waiting for. Um, but you know, this is just a practical one. It's just a practical video. It's nothing fancy or anything like that. Nothing, that's gonna be any crazy truths that come out. But it's something just to strengthen you with to think about. My dad goes, "Yeah, you ought to just do one of those truck talks in the morning." So I said, "Yeah, maybe." I don't think I'm gonna do one of those. I think I'm just gonna. But I thought, you know what? I'm running to the store. My family's kind of sleeping in a little bit. I'll run to the store and do a quick video here real quick and just let you know that I won't be doing any broadcasting today besides this. And then tomorrow I'll be doing a carry permit class. And then Sunday we'll have our normal. Now, if you want to catch us on Sundays, um, you can catch us. I will broadcast on Sermon Audio. I don't do it on YouTube. But on sermonaudio.com/Pastor Cooley, if you go there, we do broadcast the sermons only. Okay? So we'll have those on there. And they'll be live. You'll get a notice. But if you look at around 10:45 a.m. Central Time on Sunday, we'll be on there somewhere around there. Okay? So we will be on there for that. And you can check. And then Sunday afternoon, a lot of times I do Baptist history. It's closer to 4 p.m. Central is when I do that. But anyway, so you'll be able to be involved with that if you'd like to listen on there. Now, someone chastised me the other day. Well, they tried to anyway. Um, and they chastised me the other day because they said, you've changed and you must be raking in the dough and because you're begging for money. Well, first of all, I've never begged for money ever in this ministry. So I'm just going to say that real quick to that little snarky chick or whoever she was that said that. And she goes, "Oh, and you're also a railer too." Oh, and by the way, snarky little chick. Okay? Just so you know. Um, First of all, telling people how they can give to our ministry is not begging for money. It's telling people how they can give if they'd like to. Okay? So first of all, that's that. Second of all, I would love, snarky little chick, I would love for you to show me what I stopped preaching that was truth, where I've compromised the truth, where I've not given people the truth, because I'm raking in the dough. Where I stop preaching on feminism, which makes a lot of women like snarky little chicks mad at me. Where I stop preaching on keepers at home, which really makes me a ton of money. I mean, people love it when you tell them that they should send their wives home and stop working, and they should work at home, and the husband should make the money. That really makes people happy. And when you preach repentance toward God and faith toward our Lord Jesus Christ, and that women ought to dress modestly, so should men, by the way, that women ought to dress modestly, right? And that they ought to be keepers at home, and they ought to be separate, and so should their husbands, and all the, I mean, those doctrines are super popular today, and they are money makers, let me tell you. It's just the funniest thing ever. And I'm addressing it because I saw it. I think it's funny. It's like telling people how they can give to your ministry is not begging for money. You know, I even put I even put pictures of my children up and beg people for money or anything goofy like that, or ask, or tell people that I'm starving, and all that other goofy stuff. Um, or monetize my accounts, or anything like that, or charge anybody. And I said, who have I ever charged for anything? Anything. I used to give CDs away by the thousands a month, and still would if I had the opportunity to really, if people use them. I just don't know if they use them anymore, but I would do that even more. Um, and I had a system in place, and we made them all. People donated to us if they wanted to, but we didn't charge anything for them. And we sent out thousands every month, and I mean thousands. So, anyway, um, or maybe it was 1,000 a month, and for the year it was 1,000 a month or so. Maybe it was more. I don't remember anyway. It was years ago, but it doesn't matter. Either way, we did. So we've never charged for anything, you know. Um, so that's just something that some snarky little chick put on there that I thought I would respond to. And if it's a guy, stop acting like a snarky little chick. Anyway, um, what you're really mad at is manhood. That's what you don't like. You don't like some man telling you how it is from the scriptures and telling you the truth of it. By the way, the Bible says the laborer is worthy of his hire, right? He's worthy of his reward. He's worthy of the labor that he does. So whatever. I'm not going to apologize for that. By the way, what I'm going to do is use it as an example and an opportunity. So if you'd like to give to our ministry, you can send a PayPal to salvationpreacher@gmail.com, or Pastor Cooley at iCloud.com, or you can go to our sermonaudio.com/Pastor Cooley page, right? Scroll down there, right? And you can see where to mail something in. So anyway, there you go. You bet there is, Midwest BJH. They should. Absolutely. But anyway, Baptist preachers that preach like I do don't get rich. They don't get rich. Believe me, they don't get rich. Anyway, um, and who cares? I don't want to be. I'm rich in heaven anyway. God's got a mansion prepared for me and all kinds of stuff. And that's exactly true, Raymond. That's what it is. All right. Anyway, well, God bless you all. And Heidi, it was good to see you on here. I haven't seen you on for a while, and I hope you're doing well. I'm glad you're still listening. I haven't made you mad enough for you to quit listening to me yet, so that's good. By the way, if you ever want really nice skirts to be made for you, and you'd like some really nice patterns and some really awesome things, you need to see um, Rain Lady there. What's her name? She needs to come back on. And so I can. What's your website? where people can order those skirts. Those skirts are awesome. I bought one for my wife, and then she made one kind of after your pattern, Heidi. But I love the one that I bought my wife, and I want to get her another one sometime, a different pattern. But Rain Country, that's Rain Lady. I called her Rain Lady. Uh, Rain Country. But what's your website, Rain Country? People ought to order those skirts. If you want a modest skirt yeah, Rain, that's it, Rain Country. Thanks, Pilgrim Lady. You ought to order one from her. You ought to support her. She does a good job and makes some nice skirts and good material and everything else like that. Definitely worth it. So I don't know. Maybe she'll get back on here and tell me what it is. Rain Country Homestead is her Etsy store, but I rarely have skirts up there. I only do as custom orders. All right. Well, you contact her through her Etsy store there, and look at some of her stuff there. Rain Country, her Etsy store. But that's her Etsy store. So look on there, and you can find that, and I think you'll like it. All right. And no, I'm not doing it because she's giving me a kickback. I'm doing it because she does good work. All right. Just like I would tell you to go buy a Ford off of Dave. If you're going to buy a Ford truck, or if you're looking for a vehicle, you ought to see Dave uh, from our church. He sells vehicles. He sold me this truck right here, and boy, is it a nice one. Anyway, so anyway, so God bless you all. Take some time off when you need it. I'm going to go do that right now, and I'm going to go make big pancakes on the griddle. I'm going off keto for like 3 days. So I'm going to eat some pancakes. I'm going to enjoy some time with my family. I've already lost like my lowest weight. I bounce from 1 pound to the next. It's funny, but I've lost like 49 pounds. So I'm doing good. But sometimes you need a break. So I'm going to take a little break. And my daughter's birthday is this weekend. So we're going to celebrate that too. So anyway, all right. God bless you all. Take care. And we'll see you on Monday.